Hey guys, it's Ryan. Welcome back to my channel. So a few of you have been requesting that I do a Draw My Life tag, so that's what I'm going to do today. So I was born in Brisbane, Australia, youngest of 3 boys. Went to primary school at the local school in my suburb and then continued to the local high school. I'd always played soccer and that's where I met my best mates Luke and Peter. So when I was about 15 years old, my friend Pete started going to the gym. One day he asked me to come, we went up to school and that's when everything changed. All the guys, they were huge, their biceps were the size of my thigh. From then on, I was motivated to get big, and that's when I started my fitness journey. Peter and I would go 4 times a week after school, training for over an hour each session. But a few months in, I still wasn't seeing any results. I started looking online how to get bigger, and started following pro-muscularity pages on Insta. By the time I was 16, I was eating 6 meals a day, consisting mostly of protein and carbs, and made sure that each workout I was having a protein shake. Some nights I'd be in bed at 10 PM forcing that 6th meal down even when I wasn't hungry, and that's what I had to do. At 18 I'd put on 30 kilograms since I started going to the gym. I was looking a bit bigger, but it wasn't really enough. I was beyond frustrated that my hard work hadn't been giving me amazing results. I didn't even want to go to the gym or wear tight clothes because I just felt so small. Then one night at a party I saw this guy and he was massive. I said, "What's your secret?" And he said, "Dianabol." He was talking about steroids. I never thought I'd get into steroids, but surely it couldn't be that bad for you if all it does is make your muscles bigger. So I messaged the guy from the party a few days later and asked him where I could get some. He gave me the number of his dealer. It was going to cost a lot of money, but I didn't care, it's probably worth it. So I met the dealer the next day and he gave me enough pills for 1 cycle, so I could just maintain whatever muscle I'd put on in the next 6 months. After only a few weeks I already had people commenting on how muscular I looked. It was the best feeling ever. People in the gym were looking at me with admiration on how big I was getting. So after a few months, my girlfriend Sarah, I'd been with for about a year, started commenting saying that I'd been acting rude and angry. I told her just shut up and get over it. I didn't think anything of it until one day she couldn't take it anymore and broke up with me. But the steroids had well and truly kicked in, and I'd put on more mass in a few months than I had in 3 years. But slowly I started noticing other changes in my body. My balls were getting smaller, I was getting fat sacs under my pecs. I messaged my dealer asking if this was the steroids, and he said that the effects could occur, but they'd go away once I stopped using the drugs. My 6-month cycle was finished, and I had so much motivation to keep all the muscle I'd built. But I just couldn't do it. It was like I was shredding muscle every day that went by. I was getting smaller and smaller, and I couldn't do anything to stop it.
What you just heard is the life of a person suffering from muscle dysmorphia, a disorder involving a severe preoccupation with obtaining a muscular, lean physique. It can be classed as a subtype of body dysmorphic disorder and similar to those of eating disorders. It occurs in both genders, but 90% of cases are found in males. Although most sufferers are already very muscular, they do not see that in themselves and become obsessed with this ideal physique by exercising an excessive amount, force feeding themselves, and in severe cases, beginning to use steroids. And as you'll soon hear, this is extremely dangerous because steroids work extremely well, and although they are not addictive, those who use them can easily become dependent on them. Those with muscle dysmorphia believe they have little control over their weightlifting results and can become obsessed to the point that diet and exercise interferes with their lives. They spend hours every day focusing on their weight and appearance, resulting in wearing baggy clothes to hide their usually muscular physiques. Therefore, not only is their mental health affected, but also their work environment and relationships. When preoccupied with their appearance, they are vulnerable to abandoning important commitments, and this can leave employers and family members feeling frustrated. More severely, those that result in steroids can become susceptible to roid rages, a common short-term side effect of steroid use. This can harm their relationships with others, as their increased testosterone is known to lead to anger issues and rage. Other side effects include hallucinations, fat sacs around the pecs or bitch tits, and testicle shrinkage. So even though steroids successfully increase muscle strength and reduce body fat, they negatively impact other aspects of the person's life. They are also extremely expensive, so when they run out of money, they may rely on other people to support them. Muscle dysmorphia is highly influenced by social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. You've probably seen groups like Fitspiration and Pro-Muscularity crowd your social media sites, encouraging young people like you that there is a certain way that you should look. Even objects like action figures have changed significantly over the last 20 years, with male figures becoming more and more masculine and females becoming slimmer. Because these ideals have been placed on forums that reach such a wide audience, the effects it has on young people is hard to stop. Steroid use also has a huge impact on the community, with it being found as the #1 most used illicit drug for first-time drug users. Common myths also surround steroid use. The idea that the pill form of steroids is less dangerous than injecting is also widespread, but has found to be false. As some steroids come in liquid form, their users have to inject themselves with the drug. So to stop shared needle use, the government has created places for users to go to get free clean needles. So although good in concept, our money is going towards steroid users' health because it is such a widespread issue. There is not much we can do to stop young people feeling insecure about their bodies. It's a very common thing as body dysfaction is widespread. In a study by Griffiths and colleagues, some level of body dysfaction was reported by 60% of males and 80% of females. So chances are, if you're watching this right now, you might not be 100% happy with your body either. But just remember that there are ways to be healthy by eating well and exercising. There's nothing wrong with wanting to improve your health or the way you look, but it is important to remember that drug use, such as steroids, can have bad side effects and can cause more harm than good. Remember that the pictures you see on Instagram of those huge bodybuilders or skinny models might not be real, and that supporting your friends and family who have these doubts can go a long way. If you feel you might know someone or be someone that needs help with these issues, here are a few resources you can use to support and guide you through the feeling better. www.headspace.org.au and www.lifeline.org.au.